Taylor. Get it together, girl.
Who has not had an ex that they can't get rid of?
Is she going to take accountability? Is he going to take accountability?
Welcome to Mormon Wives Confidential.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Gina.
And it's been quite a ride, so let's catch up.
Before we really dive into season 4, I think we need to take a look back and see what got us here.
Completely. I think one of the biggest storylines of the season was Jessi's marriage dramas.
Oh my gosh, yes, it was a mess. So she admitted to an emotional affair with Marciano Brunette while she was in Italy. And then they separated, of course. And then they ultimately got back together.
I think another really big point, of course, is Demi's allegations that Marciano sexually assaulted her. That ended up being a crazy storyline. We at the U.S. Sun spoke exclusively to Marciano, who had told us he was going to sue over her sexual assault allegations. He followed up with that promise and did sue.
Yes, and the only person who was really supporting Demi during all of this was Whitney. After she came back, she basically came back to the show just because of Dancing with the Stars. And she admitted that, which I love. It's refreshing, the honesty. But she came back and she supported Demi and brought Demi and the other girls back together. So that was a big part of the final episodes as well of last season.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the women had stepped away from the show throughout season 3, including Jen stepped away, as did Taylor. They both took like these mental health breaks from the show.
Which we love.
We love that. We love how supportive this cast is of their mental health. They try and like really save space for each other when they need these times away, especially because they're all pregnant half the time. And I'm sure that the hormones are not helping anything.
Yeah, everyone was pregnant last season. It was Macy, Michaela, and Jen. Yeah. We're all pregnant. And then, of course, another dark turn for the season was Michaela working out her marriage issues and stemming from some horrific sexual abuse that came with her childhood. So I think that's kind of where we were at the end. They, of course, had a pretty explosive reunion, and that's where we are now. So let's really dive into it now. Where is everyone? I think we first have to start with Jessi because she's really the key figure of Mom Talk. It was really the Taylor Frankie Paul show, and then with season 3, she really came out first. She came out ahead, especially with Taylor in the beginning taking a break. And I think Jessi did that by really being like, this is where I am. She was incredibly vulnerable about the state of her marriage. I feel like it's really rare to go into a reality show and have a couple be like, we are in crisis because I had an affair, you know?
It really was wild to see her whole story arc. It was like the entire season 3 was Jessi and completely validated. I think Marciano was such a big catalyst for season 3. I'm so stunned what a major mark he had on the show because he got, affair issues with Jessi. Allegedly, what did she say?
She says that they just had 2 kisses. He says they had sex, but then Marciano later says that Demi pushed him to make claims that they actually had sex, basically to take the heat off of whatever happened with them at the beginning. And then, of course, that became a huge other mess. But I think at the center of it all was Jessi's marriage, and then ultimately they took the separation. Yeah, I think it was really admirable that Jessi went there when a lot of shows, the Kardashians could never. No one is actually on the Kardashians talking about having affairs and like having their marriage be a complete disaster. And, being in the middle of it, not at the end of it, at least. It is now the top-rated show on Hulu over the Kardashians, and it's because they're willing to get honest.
One of like the show's key buzzwords is accountability.
Yes.
So everybody's always like, oh, he took accountability. She took accountability. I'm taking accountability. And it's, one of those things where you could probably do a shot and get very drunk by the end if you were going to do the accountability game with the show. But that's one of the things that the Kardashians could never take accountability. Like, there's not that's just not part of their shtick.
I feel like a lot of them do take real accountability for things that have gone wrong. And I think Jessi really did that. Although I think they ultimately agreed on it was just kissing. But then that leads to her explosive blowout with Demi in public at an influencer event where Demi made a suck it motion. Do you want to show us?
I think it was like, huh.
Yeah.
You had sex with him twice. Like, twice. like that, very aggressive, very unladylike. She had her legs spread too, which was
Oh God, it was. Thank you for showing
yes,
that
yes, you're welcome.
to the
Happy. And to the
listeners.
audience, yeah.
But I think that was really insane.
I think it's fair to say that Demi didn't take quite as much accountability for her own interactions with Marciano in the sense that, and I know that she accused him of sexual assault, and that's a very serious allegation.
Of course.
But it does seem like there was a lot of, just even from watching the Vanderpump Villa crossover episode, it didn't seem like there was a lot of flirtation between Demi and Marciano. And I don't know if Demi really acknowledged that or really she didn't give a fair account of that, of those interactions. And so when we talk about like accountability, I think that the girls, the rest of the cast, the rest of the women on the cast had basically taken issue with Demi's allegations against Marciano because it felt like she wasn't really as forthcoming with her own.
There was that.
She alleged that he grabbed her butt twice. There was like 2 alleged butt grabs. She called it sexual assault.
Yes.
Which are very serious allegations.
Right. And I think we need to take space to say that is very serious. And obviously her claims, and especially now that that is in a lawsuit, that will play out in court.
Yeah. One of the biggest storylines of season 3 also was that Demi and Jessi's thick as thieves sisterhood friendship that they had really fell apart in the revelations of Marciano's text messages, because it seemed that Demi and Marciano appeared to have been plotting to insinuate that Marciano and Jessi had slept together to help Demi's storyline and to help Marciano be more on the show. And so this became this huge explosive mess between Jessi and Demi that their relationship was it's completely broken.
I mean, they briefly make up during episode 10 before, when they have that big kumbaya moment when they all get together. But then Jessi even then claims like, I don't know if I'm fully there. And then of course we know after the reunion, which we'll get into next week, it completely exploded, and it seems like their relationship is completely beyond repair. So Whitney is not even in the first few episodes of the season because the girls believe she has left the show.
It's interesting just watching Whitney over the past 3 seasons. She takes steps back from the group, and then she comes crawling back, and she just does this back and forth, back and forth. And it's kind of like whiplash with the girls, with the women. I keep calling them girls. Mm-hmm. It's like whiplash with the rest of the cast because they're like, what are you doing? Why are you here? And Whitney wants to pretend she literally does. She tells them, I'm here for the brand deals. I'm here for the opportunities like Dancing with the Stars, and I'm just here for the money, and this is a business to me. And she gets very cold with the girls, and it's very hurtful to them.
I want to say though, just on the other side of that, I think it's so refreshing that Whitney admits that she's on a reality show for the opportunities. I don't think anyone before, I feel like it's always kind of skirting the issue in other shows. I'm here because I had unfinished business. I'm here because I love you guys. She's like, guys, I want to get on Dancing with the Stars. I want to get on Dancing with the Stars. I want to go to Broadway.
She's like, I'm
here for that, and you all are colleagues. You're not friends. And I know it's cold, but it's the truth. And I think that what the show does well is a lot of times the truth is out there.
But then she softens. That's the problem. She goes oh, this is just, I'm a businesswoman with business deals. And then she softens, and she's like, but I do really care about them. And so it's kind of it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see how she will frame it one way one day when it helps her, and then she'll frame it another way another day when it helps her. So, I mean, yes, it is she's breaking the fourth wall for sure, saying, here, I'm here for the brand deals. But it's also then she gets soft and she says, I really do care about these women. And you can feel that also.
And it's another way that the Kardashians could never. They would never be like, guys, I'm literally just here so I can sell more Skims and sell more Kylie Cosmetics lip kits. They would never admit that.
No. Taylor had stepped back in the beginning of the season. She took one of those mental health breaks that, again, another thing that, the Kardashians and other reality shows would just brush it under a rug. They would probably pause filming, but no, they really put front and center Taylor taking time for her own mental health. She was away in some sort of program
treatment
for a
center.
couple of weeks at the beginning of the season. And when she came back, her and Dakota had a conversation, and then things get really, it's unfortunate because it seemed like Taylor God bless her soul, man. That woman cannot stay away from Dakota to save her life, apparently. She comes back after her little program retreat, and, she ends up, bringing Dakota back into her life, and it seems like they want to repair things. But then by the end of the third season, it all explodes, like, in typical Taylor and Dakota fashion, because she accuses him of basically sleeping with one of their family friends.
Yes. So she claims that he was having an inappropriate relationship, at least over text and phone calls.
That's what we know.
Yeah, that's what seems concrete. They were sending each other inappropriate photos and having inappropriate conversations and talking about how hot she was. She was sending him, I guess, semi-nude photos, allegedly. And we also don't know, the woman's name is never revealed in the show, I guess, to protect her privacy, or maybe there were some things going on. It seems like there were things going on behind the scenes. Yeah. But it's a good friend of her mother, and she is incredibly devastated over this, what she sees to be is the ultimate betrayal. And she claims there's absolutely no way he can come back from that. However,
by the end of this season, during the season finale, not the season finale,
the reunion,
it's admitted that Dakota starts claiming that they were just sexting the night before, which is so messy. Like,
oh my God.
How, Taylor, get it together, girl. Come on. This guy is
Taylor.
You said he lied to you 4 times. What are you doing? Sexting him before the reunion. And you even told him he wasn't allowed to be there. You told him he wasn't allowed to be there, but you're sexting him supposedly the night before. How messy.
It's so messy. I mean, at one point, it's almost unbelievable. On another point, it's incredibly believable and relatable to viewers. Who has not had an ex that they can't get rid of?
Yeah, really. A toxic ex that you can't get rid of? I mean,
who hasn't? We've all been there.
We've all been there.
However, I think the big difference is she has a child with this man.
Oh, so she's stuck with him.
She's stuck with him for life, which is absolutely
at least
terrifying.
18 years.
At least 18 years. And I feel like it's such almost like a Teen Mom storyline, a show I know a lot, both of us know a lot about.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's an incredibly hard situation to navigate because she can't cut him off cold turkey.
No. I'm not a big Bachelorette fan or Bachelor franchise fan. I cannot wait to watch this season.
You're on board.
I am
Buckle up.
So on board. I am there for the mess. It looks like the casting beyond Taylor Frankie Paul is nuts and wild. So
yeah, I think that it was an incredibly smart casting decision with Bachelorette to choose her, because it's going to get so many more viewers that normally would be so over the Bachelorette having this ingenue, virginal type. And now we have a woman who has lived life, has 3 kids, a divorce, a nasty custody battle.
Been arrested.
I think it'll be really fun to watch, and we will be there for it.
Yeah, we're all for it. Yeah. We have to talk about, for sure, Jen and Jen's drama.
Yes.
I didn't realize, I've really kind of dug back into the last 3 seasons, and I didn't realize just how bad her relationship with Zach was in the beginning. Wow. They've had such a rough go. And, she was really, it seems like she's really kind of stepped into her own as the series has progressed. She's really kind of taken the reins of her marriage, I think, in a lot of ways. And she got pregnant. She was really nervous about this pregnancy. But she, opened up about her postpartum depression and prepartum depression.
Prenatal depression, I believe, is what she called it.
She had, she's really kind of come forward and discuss these things that are generally taboo. To say that you had postpartum depression or any sort of depression around, what's supposed to be the best time of your life. It's what people, tell women. Is so brave. It's
incredibly brave to bring that on a reality show while she's going through it. Not even I had this years ago. It's happening in real time. And I think that's a lot of these viewers like ourselves are moms who are going through it. Yeah. They're going through it. And she's like, guys, this is what it really looks like. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. And it's really tough, and it's tough on your marriage. And I think it's really cool that she lets us see that, and also that she took some time for herself as well.
What do we say about Michaela? She really has opened up about her sexual abuse.
It's really heartbreaking to see her talk about her childhood sexual abuse and the prevalence of that in her community, but opening up about it on a national platform or international platform is really incredible for people to see. And then also talks about how that affects her marriage to Jace.
Yeah.
And she even takes the cameras into couples counseling and goes over how that's affected their intimacy, their sex lives. And I feel like that's incredibly brave.
Yeah. Macy's just kind of like that steady constant. Like, I feel like Macy and like Layla are like just like the heartbeats of the show.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. They just are kind of like, they're like a little bit more even keeled as opposed to some of the more fiery personalities.
Yes. I think it was really admirable that she had a whole episode talking about the LGBTQ community in Mormonism.
Yes.
And she really supports that. And she supported a pride parade in Utah, which I'm sure is not as prevalent. We live in New York. Like it's a big deal here. And she decides to bring that and really become a voice for the LGBTQ community and especially her cousin, who is a gay Mormon. So I think that was really awesome that she came on and she brought awareness to that.
Really excited to see where DadTok is going to go in season 4 as well. These men are just something. These men are just something.
I know this. I think that it's so, DadTok is so, it's almost like embarrassing to me because they're jumping on their wives' fame, and a lot of them like had problems with this at first. Like I know Zach and Jen had problems with her kind of like spreading her wings, and now they're jumping on their backs and being like, "Oh, but we're here, DadTok," getting DadTok hats. I think it's really cringe personally, although I know it is entertaining, and I did think that it was really wild at the reunion when Zach and Brett got into a nasty fight in front of all the dads.
So embarrassing.
Brett called Zach, who's short, a munchkin.
And said with his little munchkin voice, he can't take him seriously.
So embarrassing. I mean, they go really low, and I think that's entertaining, but I do think, I'm like, let your wives have the stage, let them have the spotlight, and you guys kind of go over here.
Go away.
Go away.
Go away. I mean, and these women are so, like, empowered financially and with their platforms, and I just... I hope for better for them.
Yeah,
some of these guys. Ooh. Let's jump in to our burning questions. I guess one of the first things that we're really trying to get to the bottom of, Demi and Whitney's future in mom talk. Like, we don't know. We're not sure how this is all going to eventually shake out. We're going to see how things unfold with Marciano. That's going to be one of those big burning questions. Are Taylor and Dakota ever going to actually end their sexual relationship? Are Jessi and Jordan going to make it? Like, their relationship is so yuck. Yuck. So stay tuned here next week on the Sun Showbiz YouTube channel. And we always ask one final question.
Will Mom Talk survive this? It's so messy. We're going to have to bleep that one.